The house buzzed with laughter, chatter, and the clinking of cutlery against plates. Jungkook's family had arrived earlier in the week, his aunts, uncles, cousins, and of course his mother and elder sister, who instantly took over the household like it belonged to them. You were 6 months pregnant, and yet all morning you moved from the kitchen to the living room and back like a quiet shadow, serving, wiping, bending, smiling. Your hands were swollen, your back ached, the tightness in your stomach was becoming more frequent with each trip you made holding trays or bending over the sink, but no one seemed to notice. No one even looked at you closely. You carried a tray of tea toward the living room. Auntie, would you like more tea? You asked gently, trying to keep the smile on your face as your lower back throbbed. Jungkook's aunt looked at you with a pointed glance. Ah, finally, she said with an exaggerated sigh. Didn't your mother teach you not to keep guests waiting? In our time, we would wake up before sunrise to scrub the floors, not waddle around like princesses. You blinked, swallowing the sting behind your eyes. It was already past noon and you hadn't even had breakfast. But you smiled anyway because that's what you had been taught to do. Always be respectful. As you turned to walk back to the kitchen, Jungkook's mother cornered you in the hallway. Don't act like you are the only pregnant woman in the world. When I was pregnant, I was cooking for 20 people and washing clothes with my hands. This generation is so pampered, can't handle a little discomfort. You lowered your gaze, nodding slightly even though your chest ached with everything you couldn't say. You didn't want to argue, you didn't want to cause a scene, especially when your husband wasn't here. Where's the soy sauce for the dumplings? Didn't I tell her to serve it cold? That was your sister-in-law again, her tone sharp from the other room. She takes forever to do anything, someone else muttered. She's lucky she got Jungkook. You didn't even react anymore. Your hands kept working, arranging the side dishes, checking the kimchi rice, and making sure the pancake didn't burn. The baby kicked lightly, your back ached, you pressed one hand to your belly and kept moving. As you carried a heavy tray to the living room, Jungkook's mother glanced up. You didn't tie your hair? It looks so messy, at least look presentable when you have guests. I'm sorry. You murmured. She waved her hand dismissively. You're always sorry. One of the cousins laughed. She has been in the kitchen all morning. Looks like she is still not used to being a wife. More laughter. You stood there silently, tray still in your hands, feet burning from standing too long, but no one noticed, or maybe they didn't care. Why is there no fish cake on the table? His uncle literally ordered. I'll get it, you whispered. Of course you will, said your sister-in-law. I don't know why she always moves like she's about to fall apart. She's just pregnant, not dying. You didn't respond. You returned to the kitchen and opened the fridge with trembling hands. The baby moved again. You hadn't eaten since morning, not even a slice of toast. You were placing a tray of rice cakes and fruit slices on the counter when one of the little cousins came running in. Nuna, auntie said to bring cold barley tea for everyone. And hurry, we are taking pictures. You forced a smile. Okay, sweetie, I'll bring it. As you ran back out, you leaned against the counter for a moment, trying to steady yourself. The voices outside grew louder. She's always in the kitchen. Doesn't she rest? Maybe Jungkook married her because she looks obedient. Let's see how long that lasts. You blinked fast, trying to hold the tears back. You weren't fragile, you weren't weak. You were pregnant and no one seemed to care. You grabbed the tray of cold barley tea and headed to the living room again, praying you wouldn't trip. As you stepped in, someone clapped. There she is, the silent chef, your sister in law teased. Come on, smile for the camera, pretend you're happy. After they clicked the photo, you excused yourself saying you're going to clean the dishes because, of course, no one will going to help you. You were washing the last of the dishes, your hands trembling, feet aching beneath you, when the sound of the front door cut through the noise of laughter. The moment you heard it, you froze. Your heart leapt. Jungkook came back unannounced. He stepped in, still wearing his black coat, the breeze from outside clinging to his sleeves. His tired eyes scanned the kitchen, then landed on you. You stood by the sink with a tray of barley tea in your hands, your back slightly hunched, your face damp with sweat. You forced a smile, one you had practiced. You're back. Jungkook took a few steps forward, eyes narrowing at the cluttered kitchen, dirty bowls, half-washed dishes, oil splatters near the stove. What are you doing? Why you look so messed up? You blinked confused. I was just cleaning up a little. Why is the kitchen in this condition? Why is there so much mess? You try to stay calm, to stop your voice from cracking. Your family came over. I was just serving them some tea. Before you could finish, the sound of laughter and loud music drifted in from the living room. Jungkook tilted his head slightly as if the noise confirmed everything. He stared at you. You are working alone? In this condition? You flinched. No, Jungkook, it's okay. It's not okay. He said through gritted teeth. You are 6 months pregnant and running around like this? You placed the tray down, stepping toward him. Please, don't make a scene. They are your family. But he was already turning on his heel, anger radiating off him in waves. You followed quickly behind as he strode into the living room. The moment he entered, the laughter dimmed slightly. His eyes scanned the room, cousins lounging on the couch with chips in their hands, someone scrolling through their phone with feet on the coffee table, an uncle laughing loudly at a variety show, your sister-in-law flipping through a magazine. Plates were still lying around, crumbs everywhere. No one had moved an inch to help. His mother noticed him first and brightened. Oh wow, Jungkook, you're finally back. Everyone turned. Jungkook's jaw clenched. What the hell is happening here? Everyone froze. You're all here, eating, laughing, relaxing, he continued, raising his voice, while my wife is in the kitchen, alone, pregnant. Didn't anyone know that she's pregnant? His aunt chuckled nervously. She said she was fine. We didn't force her. You didn't stop her either. Jungkook snapped. His cousin tried to lighten the mood. Come on, Hyung, don't be so serious. She was just being a good host. A good host? She's been on her feet since morning. And what have you all done? Sat around and waited to be served like royalty? Your sister-in-law rolled her eyes. It's not a big deal. We have all done housework, not while carrying a child. Jungkook shouted. She is exhausted and none of you care. His mother stood up frowning. Don't talk to your elders like this. Then act like elders. Jungkook growled. Act like people with basic decency. You tried to place a hand on his arm, but he shook his head. I walked in and find her sweating in the kitchen while you sit here and gossip. His uncle murmured, You're overreacting. No, I'm not. I'm reacting exactly the way a husband should when his wife is being treated like a servant. His mother narrowed her eyes at you. Jungkook, don't raise your voice. She's fine. He turned toward her, Voice ice cold. No, she's not fine. She hasn't sat down all day. She hasn't eaten, and you are making her serve 20 people like she's the household help. Your sister in law gave a small, nervous laugh. It's not like that. She insisted on helping. Helping? You call this helping? Jungkook's voice rose. You all come here to visit and instead turn our home into a free for all while my pregnant wife runs around waiting on you? You stepped forward quickly, placing a hand on his arm. Jungkook, please, it's okay. I didn't want to cause a scene. They're just. He looked at you with a mix of heartbreak and fury. No, it's not okay. Look at you. You're exhausted. Why didn't you tell me? I didn't want to burden you. You were busy and they are your family. His fists clenched. And you are my wife. You should never have to do this alone. Then he turned back to the family. Who even invited all of you here? Who told you it was okay to make yourselves comfortable while turning my wife into your servant? The silence was deafening. Your mother-in-law narrowed her eyes and spoke in a sharp voice. You must have called him, she accused, pointing a finger at you. You knew he would make a scene. Jungkook's voice thundered across the room. She didn't need to call me. The moment I saw her, I knew something was wrong. Don't twist this around. This isn't about her. This is about all of you. His cousin stood up. Hyung, you're overreacting. Overreacting? Jungkook shot him a glare. Did you lift a finger to help her today? Did anyone? He looked at the dirty cups still on the table, the empty plates. The crumbs on the floor, then at you, still standing, still silent. He walked back over and gently took the tray from your hands, placing it on the table. You should be resting, not working yourself to the point of collapse. What were you all thinking? His aunt tried to interject. Back in our days, exactly, back in your days. This is my wife, my home, and this won't happen again. If anyone here thinks they can treat her like this and still sit under my roof, you are wrong. Your mother-in-law was fuming now. You have changed, Jungkook. You have become blind in her love. No, he said firmly. I finally started seeing things clearly. You want me to pat your backs for making my wife overwork while you all enjoy it here, huh? You touched his arm again softly. Please, I didn't mean for it to go like this. I just wanted peace. He turned to you, voice quieter now but still full of fire. This is your house. Peace is all yours. You can decide who to invite or not. You don't need to bear all this just because they are my family. If they can't treat you well, you don't have to as well. He turned to his family. From now on, if any of you treat her with anything less than respect, you're not welcome here. You gasped softly. Jungkook, he looked at you, eyes filled with guilt and love. I should have been here sooner. I'm sorry. I thought they would take care of you, but I was wrong. He reached out, wiping the sweat off your brow with his thumb. He turned back to the room. Not one of you thought to ask how she was feeling. Not one of you stood up and told her to sit down. Not one of you made her a plate of food or even brought her a glass of water. They all lowered their eyes in shame. He walked to the table and lifted an empty dish. You finished the snacks she made and then demanded more. You let her clean everything. You let her wipe your mess. Are you guys even human? Don't you have a little bit of empathy? He tossed the dish back down, eyes dark. How dare you? His cousin tried to defend. She's the daughter-in-law. That's how things are done. His blood boiled hearing that. Not in my house, not anymore. His mother spoke, tone cold. So now she controls you. You talk to your own family like this for her? No, I talk to you like this because you have forgotten how to respect her. You took a breath, your heart was pounding. Jungkook looked around the room, voice steady now. If you can't treat her with kindness, don't bother coming here again. If you think this home comes with a free servant, find another house to sit in. If you believe she deserves less because she married me, you don't belong in her life or mine. You looked at him, eyes full of tears. He gently walked over and took your hand. Sit down, please. You're not doing anything else today. He turned to the group again. You can finish your drinks, you can finish your gossip, but you will clean every plate, you will pack your bags by morning, and you will never speak to her like this again. His mother clenched her jaw, feeling disrespected. This is not how I raised you. No, because you raised me to ignore the woman's pain who will be my forever, who is going to give birth to my child, who made my house a home, but I'm not that boy anymore. Silence spread again, heavier this time. You finally sat down, unable to hold your emotions anymore. Jungkook knelt in front of you, cupped your hand. You're not alone. Not ever again, I swear. He kissed your palm gently and stood tall. Anyone who has a problem with that, he said looking around the room, can find the door. The house was finally quiet, not a sound from the living room, no clinking glasses, no scolding tones, just the soft hum of the ceiling fan, the tick of the wall clock, and the occasional rustle of the night breeze brushing against the curtains. You sat against the headboard, your legs stretched out, swollen ankles resting on a pillow. You tried to stop the sting in your eyes as you looked down at them, red, tired, tender. But before you could say anything, you felt it. Jungkook sat at the foot of the bed, quietly lifting your leg into his lap. Without a word, he gently pressed his thumbs into your aching calves, his touch warm, firm, and full of silent apology. You exhaled shakily. You don't have to. I want to, he said softly, eyes focused on your leg, guilt painting every word. I should have come sooner. I should have known what you were going through. You swallowed the lump in your throat. What was I supposed to do, Jungkook? You whispered. They are your parents, your family. I didn't want to disrespect anyone. He paused. Then looked up at you, his voice cracking ever so slightly. And what about you? When did your comfort become less important than their opinions? You bit your lip, voice barely a whisper. I love you, and I thought if I kept them happy, I would be keeping you happy too. His hand stilled for a second, then he cupped your ankle gently and leaned closer, voice low and firm. Your happiness is what keeps me happy. You don't need to break yourself to please anyone, not even my family. You give respect, yes, but only to those who return it. You looked down, tears finally slipping past your lashes. But I'm your wife. I thought I had to adjust. That's what every woman is told. Just tolerate it, smile through it. He shook his head, moving closer now until he was sitting right beside you. He took your hand and kissed your knuckles. No, you're not here to suffer in silence. You're my partner, not my sacrifice. A daughter-in-law can live peacefully in any home if her husband is truly with her. He whispered, I should have remembered that sooner. You looked into his eyes full of guilt and tenderness. You always say you love me, he murmured, but tonight I saw what that love costs you, and it broke me. You shook your head quickly. No, don't say that. But it's true. I feel so helpless right now, seeing how much you endured just to keep things together. You reached for his cheek and stroked it with your thumb. You weren't here, but you came when it mattered. You stood beside me, Jungkook. You saw me. He gently leaned his forehead against yours. I'll never let anyone make you feel invisible again. You smiled faintly through your tears. You never made me feel invisible, Jungkook. That's why I'm so happy that I fell in love with you. I'm glad our baby will have you. He chuckled, brushing your belly with his palm. I think they already know I'm the dramatic one. You laughed softly and he leaned down to your belly, whispering, Did you see how brave your mommy is today? You better take after her, okay? Not me. You giggled, wiping your tears. Not after your temper, that's for sure. Excuse me, he said dramatically. My temper saved your feet from collapsing today. Then his tone softened again as he laid his head gently on your lap, arms around your waist. Promise me you'll never stay quiet just to keep peace. You don't have to fight alone. You ran your fingers through his hair, feeling his heartbeat against your belly. I won't, not anymore. And that night, in the dim light of your bedroom, as the world outside turned its face, you felt it. Peace, not because things were perfect, but because you finally had someone who stood with you. Not in front of you, not beside you, but right beside you, always.